Okay, now let's have a look at the examples based on design of bearings against cyclic loads and speeds. Okay, so a single row deep groove ball bearing, okay, you are given ball bearing, has a dynamic load capacity of 40500 Newton. You are given the dynamic load capacity C as 40500 Newton and operates on the following work cycle. This is the work cycle of the bearing. First element is radial load of 5000 Newton at 500 rpm for 25% of the time. Second element, radial load of 10,000 Newton at 700 rpm for 50% of the time, and radial load of 7000 Newton at 400 rpm for remaining 25% of the time. So calculate the expected life of the bearing in hours. So this is the data given to you. You have to calculate the expected life of the bearing in these conditions. And one more thing, in these elements it is given 25% of the time, but time is not mentioned. Okay, so how to deal with it? Let's have a look. So first, according to our given data, we are given the dynamic load capacity C as 40500 Newton. So first you have to mention this data for element number 1, 2 and 3. Load for element number 1 is 5000, for 2 is 10,000, for 3 is 7,000. And element time, it is given in percentage. Okay, so that is why we are mentioning at 0.25, 0.5 and 0.25. And speed is given for each element. For first element 500, second 700 and third 400. Okay, so revolutions and in element time is this. Means this 500 rpm is the speed given to you. Okay. Now how much rpms will be rotated, okay, how much revolutions have happened in 25% of the time, to know that we have to multiply these two, element time and speed. So 500 multiplied by 0.25 is 125 rpm, 0.5 multiplied by 700 is 350 rpm, and 0.25 multiplied by 400 is 100 rpm. And below this is the total summation of this rpm. Okay, this much revolutions have happened during the cycle. Okay, so from this data now we will calculate equivalent dynamic load using the equation derived in the theory, that equivalent dynamic load is cube root of summation of np cube divided by summation of n. So for each element we are given n and p. So simply we will substitute these values over here. N1 is 125, p is 5000. Similarly substitute all the values, divide by summation of n1, n2, n3, that is 575 over here. So equivalent dynamic load comes 8860.06 Newton. This is the equivalent dynamic load that is acting during work cycle, or you can say આપણે equivalent system generate કરી છે that will give similar life under ideal condition as the life obtained in this condition. That is why it is called equivalent load. Okay. It is equivalent to the loads acting in this cycle. So now we are having PE equivalent load and we are having dynamic load capacity. So now from the relation of life, dynamic load capacity and equivalent dynamic load, we can calculate the life of bearing. Okay. So life of bearing L10 is given as C by PE raised to 3. C is given to us, P we have derived. So 95.51 million revolution. So if you convert this into hours, so L10H is equal to L10 into 10 to the 6 divided by 60 n. Okay. But this small n is the summation of these RPMs 1, 2 and 3. So so 575 rpm. So our answer is 2768.45 hours. Means under these conditions our life of bearing is 2768.48 hours. Let's have a look at another variation of example. A ball bearing is operating on a work cycle consisting of three parts. Again you are given three elements. First one, a radial load of 3000 Newton at 1440 rpm for 1/4 cycle, means for 1/4 of the cycle rpm is this and load is 3000 Newton. Second element, a radial load of 5000 Newton at 720 rpm for 1/2 of cycle. So for half of the cycle this is the condition. And third element, radial load of 2500 Newton at 1440 rpm again for remaining cycle. Okay. So the expected life of bearing is given to you is now 10,000 hours. You have to calculate the dynamic load carrying capacity of the bearing. Okay. So first, according to data given, L10H life of bearing in hours is given 10,000. Okay. And this rpm for this element, okay, is for first element it is given that it is 1/4 of the cycle. Okay, so we have to divide it with 4. 1/4 multiplied by rpm, so this is 360. For second it is given half of the cycle, and for third it is given remaining cycle. Okay. So if 1/4 is consumed over here in first element, 1/2 is consumed in second element, so remaining will be 1/4 of the life. Okay, 25% जो फर्स्ट में कंज्यूम થાય ફર્સ્ટ એલિમેન્ટમાં, 50% જે સેકન્ડ એલિમેન્ટમાં કંઝ્યુમ થાય, સો બાકીની લાઈફ રહી 25%, that is 1/4. Okay, so 1/4 of this rpm, that is 360 revolutions, and summation of this revolution is 1080 rpm. So now we have this n1, n2, n3, we are having p1, p2, p3. Okay, so from that we can calculate the equivalent dynamic load from this equation. Simply substitute the values. Okay. Now once we have this equivalent dynamic load, we can calculate the dynamic capacity using the relation derived in theory. Okay. So dynamic load carrying capacity of bearing L10. Okay, first we are converting this L10H into million revolution. Okay, so 60 and L10H divided by 10⁶. This small n is actually summation of these rpms. Okay, so 1080. From now relation of C, P and L10, we can have the value of dynamic load capacity like this. So this is how you are required to solve this kind of example. Now once you have this dynamic load capacity, you can search in manufacturer's catalog likewise.